What's up everyone, Darcblade here with my impressions and review of my time with the Destiny Alpha. Now for anyone who doesn't know, this is not the finished version of Destiny. Games go through various phases before they are ready to be released. Normally an alpha phase that is closed to all but employees, and then a beta phase that can be either open or closed to the public. During the Sony press conference at E3 2014, they announced that PlayStation 4 users would be able to enter their interest into helping out and test Destiny in its alpha phase. I was one of the lucky people chosen to participate. So here's my experience with Destiny in its alpha phase. The alpha version gives us a small portion of what the finished game will have to offer. We get to create a Guardian, participate in a few story missions, an exploration segment, a competitive multiplayer mode, and finally the social hub called the Tower. The Guardian creation system is actually quite fulfilling, I found, with players being able to create one of 3 races, the humans, Awoken and Exos. Each has a male and female option too. You can then go on to pick your facial features, hair as well as other options. However, when your Guardian is out in the field doing missions, he or she will have his helmet on, thus limiting your character's facial features to the social hub of the game, where helmets are not needed. Before you get to edit your Guardian's features though, you have to pick your class. You're given a choice of 3 classes: the Titan, the strongest in terms of armor, the Warlock, which displays mage type abilities, and the Hunter, which is the fastest class and resembles a scout type class. I will go into each class a bit more in future videos. The Alpha allows us to level up to level 8. During this time we got to check out each class's talent tree as well, giving us an example too of what type of gear they would get. The menus for the inventory and character screen are incredibly clean and crisp. They were also very easy and smooth to navigate. It felt like we were playing an RPG during this segment. The gameplay for the Destiny Alpha was what I wanted to find out the most about, and I'm pleased to say that it played very well in my opinion. I had no problems when it came to the gameplay aspect. I would describe the game as a cross between Halo, Borderlands, and an MMO RPG like Warcraft. This might not be the best way of explaining it, but at the end of the day it played smoothly and responsively. We were not given much in terms of the story in the Alpha, 2 story missions in total. We got to experience the voice of your ghost though, which is a little floating computer that helps you in the field when on a mission. The voice of the ghost is by Peter Dinklage, who also plays Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones. However, I have been reading complaints about his performance being hollow. This being said though, he is playing a computer robot as Ghost, and I'm wondering if the lack of emotion in his voice is on purpose, as a computer would probably lack emotions. As well as the story missions, we had the option to freely explore the areas the story missions were based in. During these exploration segments, you can take part in little missions like kill X amount of enemies or collect X amount of items from the environment. The quests were like something you would find in an MMORPG. This is a great area if you want to level up or simply mess around in. Both these modes can be tackled alone or in a group, although on the second story mission you were put into a matchmaking group in order to complete it. To get around the levels we were also given access to a jet bike vehicle that can be summoned from your ghost. This was fun and made travelling long distances pass a lot quicker. During the Alpha, we were given access to a competitive multiplayer mode as well. The mode was Control, which is similar to Domination, Hold Ground. Basically, you take points and hold them. We had 2 levels to play on, one being a tight, more enclosed small map, the other being an open map with access to vehicles. The smaller map felt more exciting to me. The open one was good too, but whoever had the vehicles seemed to dominate more. There were complaints that the vehicles were too strong and too difficult to take down, but I think this is just because things are new and people don't know how to take them down yet. With a heavy weapon or sneak attack, vehicles were not too tough to me. The multiplayer was fun, fast, and played just as good as the campaign in terms of gameplay and controls. Some players complained of lag, but I didn't experience any during my time on the Alpha. Finally, we were given the social hub, or the Tower. To anyone who has played WoW, this felt a little bit like a capital city like Orgrimmar or Stormwind. Here you could wander around picking up bounties, which are like quests, shop for new gear, ships, PvP items, and interact with other players. You also experience this part of the game in third person with your helmet off. You are also given emotes like Wave and Dance. There were a lot of vendors in this section that needed different currencies, and this could be difficult at first and confusing, but I'm sure given time and with the finished game, you'll be able to work out what is needed to buy their gear. Graphically, Destiny looks amazing. From the environment to the character models, everything looks like it's had a lot of love put into it. There will be no doubt an out of place texture here and there, but during my time on the alpha I failed to notice any. The aesthetics of the game are great too, and I cannot wait to explore the other areas and planets the final product will have to offer. Overall, this is an alpha version of Destiny, so things are not polished. However, what I did experience got me hyped for the game's release. Of course, there were bugs I came across. For example, the character selection screen would bug out, showing only your character's gloves. If a person disconnected while he was doing the scan in the story mission part of the game would pretty much crash. Moving left or right on the navigation menu, or when you're in the tower, sometimes resulted in your cursor or character moving diagonally left or right. But things like this are to be expected, and have been reported to Bungie so they can fix it in time for the game's release. There will also be a beta this July which will further weed out any issues the game has. On a side note though, I was extremely disappointed to read that there will be no local split screen in the final product, which is a shame as Bungie are quite renowned for putting split screen in their games. Overall though, this is great stuff and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. I just hope I can get a small clan together to tackle everything this game has to offer when it releases in September. Anyway, I've been Darcblade bringing you my thoughts and review of the Destiny Alpha. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.